winter orchestra concert featuring concert orchestra. We are very happy for you all to be here tonight on this night that's making it a little bit dicey, so let's make this really short and we can get out of here and get home safely. On stage, of course, is concert orchestra meeting first and second period. We have a great program for you tonight, some really fun pieces for you to play. The first one up is entitled Love and Twist by Doug Spata. This piece is a little different than what you're used to us playing. Taking inspiration from the retro music of the 1950s, Doug Spata has composed what I would describe as a light and jazzy piece of music for string orchestra. In addition to the style of music, this piece asks the orchestra to clap along in various sections of the music, but with that being said, we ask that you leave the clapping to the students on stage. For those of you that have been to many of these concerts, you may be familiar with the composer, Doug Spata. I think he's a wonderful composer. He's actually a Southwestern Ohio native as well, having graduated from Sycamore High School, and he still currently lives in Ohio, so that's a little cool connection for us. Okay, we hope you enjoy Love and Twist. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed that piece. Just a very fun piece of music, a great opener for a concert. Moving on to a completely different style, we are going on to another original piece entitled Firelight, Candlelight by Robert Sieving. Again, for those of you that have not been to many of these concerts, you may remember that I typically always like to program a slow piece for the February concert, for both the groups. We work on vibrato, we work on expression, all sorts of things. I just have always put it on the winter concert. It seems like a really great time to do that and focus on that. Typically, the students aren't very happy about playing slower music. They like to play fast, up-tempo music. However, I really hit the jackpot this year because this particular piece, I would say, is a favorite of many of the students on stage, and I can't always say that about the slower pieces that I picked, so that's really great for this year. This is a gorgeous piece of music that utilizes some contemporary harmonies to create a really warm string sound throughout the piece. I'm going to ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the soothing sounds of Firelight, Candlelight. right along to our final piece. Actually, before that, sorry, we can't do a concert without, of course, a lot of people involved, and a lot of people put a lot of effort into these concerts. First and foremost, you may have seen him out in the foyer area letting you in. Mr. Mark Manley, who's our fine arts director, I would like to give him a huge thanks for all that he's done for the program and the fine arts here in Hamilton. And then, of course, the fine arts secretary, Mrs. Shawn Sims. As many of you know, the world can't operate without secretaries, and Mrs. Sims is one of those secretaries, so thank you so much. And then, of course, to Mr. Zeri and all the assistant principals here at the high school, we appreciate their support always. And then a huge shout out, thank you to Mrs. Carroll, who is helps out here, co-teaches here 2 days a week, but has been here a lot this week due to a whole bunch of things going on within the program. So I so much appreciate her help in keeping this week afloat and in helping out in every way possible. And then, of course, the other staff as well, Miss Abby Jones, Miss Allie Sobleski, and Miss Ashley Emmons as well. They are a huge help to us all. Can we get a round of applause for all those people? Okay, our final piece of music, again, another drastic change, very much in the dramatic side of things, is Swan Lake. For our holiday concert, you may remember that we played music from the Nutcracker Ballet, so it only makes sense that we go one more concert and we play Tchaikovsky's other very famous ballet, Swan Lake. Arguably almost as famous as the Nutcracker, Swan Lake tells the story of Odette, a princess turned into a swan by evil sorcerer's curse. This particular movement that we're playing is from Act 2. It's probably the most famous piece of the entire ballet. But in this particular scene, we learn that Odette can return to human form, but only at night and by an enchanted lake. She meets a man, Siegfried, and explains that the spell can only be broken if one who has never loved before swears to love Odette forever. Shortly after their encounter, the evil sorcerer shows up to break up this love story. Morning comes again, with Odette turning once again into a swan. And I hope you will be able to depict that for you all tonight. Sadly, just like how I told you about the Nutcracker Ballet, of that not having a great reception, this also did not have a great reception whatsoever. When it premiered, to quote one of the critics, it was too noisy and too symphonic in nature. It wasn't until about 20 to 30 years after that they revived the ballet one more time, and they wanted to do it while Tchaikovsky was living. And sadly, 3 days before it premiered again, after a 20-year hiatus, he passed away. So we never got to see the revival of it. But after that, it became very popular, and almost every season you'll see Swan Lake played. So we really hope you enjoy our final piece tonight, which is Swan Lake.